This episode is in collaboration with Run Northwest. Run Northwest offers specialist running retail both in-store and online, as well as high-quality events since 2016. From their specialist running store in Wilmslow, Cheshire, Run Northwest provides the UK's biggest in-store choice of running shoes, apparel and nutrition, where you can view all their stock online in one place. Their team of experienced runners offer expert advice and complimentary gait analysis to ensure you get the perfect fit for your needs. Run Northwest are official stockists of many leading brands including Hoka, Nike, Asics, Adidas, On, Saucony, Puma, New Balance, Brooks and Garmin. Their exclusive apparel and nutrition range includes Bandit, Soar, Satisfy, Tracksmith, Morton and Nomio. You can keep up with their up and coming events by following them on Facebook, which is Run Northwest, and Instagram, which is run_north_west.
Welcome to episode 139 of the Local Runners podcast by runners for runners. We are your hosts. I'm Katie Kay.
I'm Dave Norman.
And I'm Callum Parkinson. So make sure you get signed up to local races and support local running clubs. It's less than 5 weeks now to the Black Knight Charge, which is on the 22nd of July. It's a multi-terrain race of 6 miles for the seniors, and the junior race is a 2-mile race from age between 10 years on the 31st of the 8th 2026 and maximum age of 15 years on the 22nd of the 7th 2026. So make sure you get signed up on Bucket Zone.
And just a reminder, if you need any Local Runners podcast kit, Twisted Running are the official suppliers of podcast kit. There is a discount code, which is LRP10, which gives you 10% off. And just take a look on the website and look at some of the other kit they've got to offer. They can sort club kit out for you, and they can do custom kit as well with no minimum order. So mentioned it before, but Callum had a lovely singlet made up for the Manchester Marathon recently, which looked really good. So yeah, just get in touch with them if there's anything specific you want them to mock up for you.
And as well, Ben's got someone working with him as well to help sort club kit out. So when I last spoke to him, he said that there was loads of people that were contacting him and he just couldn't get back to him. So now he's got someone dedicated to sorting out the club kit, which is great.
It's good to hear he's getting so much interest.
Yeah. So we did have a competition for our last 2 episodes, and it was for Millbrook Monster, and it was an entry place, but only people from Hyde Striders had commented on it. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep that open, and we'll share it again, and we want loads of people to comment and try and tell us the answer to who the pacing angel was for Caroline Canty in the last interview.
I think it's probably a missed answer. There's been a lot on socials because me and Dave just said, to be fair, we've not shared it either, so we'll all get a share in it, and somebody can win a place. Yeah,
and then for our for the current sponsor, which is Run Northwest, we've got a voucher worth £100. So that's going to be going on socials, and that'll go on socials just after Louisa's episode, which is next.
Race reviews are brought to you by Precision Fuel and Hydration. The team have been using Precision Fuel and Hydration for fueling long runs and recovery. Use code LRP26 for 15% off. The Welsh Castles Relay took place on the weekend of 6th and 7th of June. 65 teams took part in this 20-stage relay, which started from Carnarvon Castle and made its way south through Wales, finishing at Cardiff Castle. Described on the Chorlton Runners Race Report as a weekend of camaraderie, spectacular views and very little sleep. The total distance of the relay is over 200 miles and includes an overnight stop in Newtown after the 10th stage. It's been a number of years since there's been a local winner of this event, but Salford Harriers, who were second in last year's event, turned up in strength and won this year's event by over 18 minutes. Their victory included 2 course records. Previous podcast guest Harry Wakefield took almost 3 minutes off the old course record on stage 5 and won the stage by almost 5 minutes, while Joe Moores capped off a superb team performance on the 20th and final stage with a course record by almost 2 minutes. There were also stage wins for Alex Ediker on stage 4, Josh Birmingham on stage 11 and Dave Barrett on stage 10. Dave Barrett's win came in dramatic fashion, clawing back a 100 metre deficit to take the lead in the final 500 metres.
We watched Barrett which was incredible because we saw him on the road a few times. He was halfway, he was behind. Said he had a bit of a stitch, like say 6 mile in, and he was probably 100 or so meters behind the top two. And then when we carried on up the road and we saw him for the second time, he definitely closed to like within 50 meters and stuff. So that's where we were saying, you know, you've got these, you know the course and all that. And then when we were all stood with Parkinson and stuff at the end, you obviously know the leg, but we were all near the finish looking at that little bridge. And then we saw like everyone running off the bridge, getting out of the way. So there were like the anticipation were building up to see who were going to come first. Obviously, Rowlinson knew because he was on the bridge. We didn't. So everyone moved and we were waiting and waiting. And then we were just wondering if it was going to be Jacob Allen, black and white, or whether it was going to be Little Small Bones in his red. And he come across first and like the whole place erupted. And then he said afterwards he knew he needed to get in front on that bridge because it's so narrow, because it goes like left and then back on itself on the ramp. And like if you watch Rollinson's video, you can actually see, I think Jacob Allen, he trips a little bit, doesn't he? But you were never going to win from there. But it was the most amazing thing ever, like goosebumps. And me and Harry were like absolutely screaming.
There was also success for Chorlton runners, who finished second in the women's race, their highest ever finish in the event. The Chorlton Open team finished in the top 10 for the 6th time in the last 7 Castles Relays, while the Vets took a creditable 8th in a category that's doubled in size since last year. Chorlton won 4 yellow jerseys in total, with previous guest Tom Charles claiming his 4th yellow jersey for finishing first vet on stage 10, while another previous podcast guest, Amy Wayers, won her 2nd yellow jersey in 2 years for finishing first vet on stage 16. Altrincham placed 21st overall, and Alana Dunn took the ladies' yellow jersey on stage 4, while East Cheshire Harriers took part for the first time in over 15 years.
Over 20 years.
In over 20 years. Get that. Organised by the podcast's own Callum Parkinson, it was a great showing from the Tameside Club, with a real mix of youth and experience bringing the club home in 15th place overall. Michael Holness opened up proceedings, finishing 4th and first veteran on the opening stage, while there was also a yellow jersey for Katie Kay on stage 6.
She didn't actually know what the yellow top was. She thought it was
the
a finisher's
top. The marshals were rubbish. They just gave it me in a bag. I just thought it was a finisher's t-shirt.
But it was the club's junior athletes who stole the show, drawing admiration from the other local clubs for their performances over the weekend.
100%.
Yeah, they were brilliant.
So the results were as follows. Open event, Salford Harriers first place in 18 hours 8 and 54 seconds. With an 18-minute margin over Pontypridd Rodents, 18 hours 27.04, and Merioneth were third in 18 hours 32 and 30 seconds. In the ladies' event, Le Croupier, the host club, were the first team in 23 hours 19 and 28. Chorlton Runners, as mentioned earlier, were second in 24:16.02, and CDF, Cardiff-based club, were third in 25:02.55. And finally, the Vets results. It was Team Bath who took the gold in the Vets category, 22:25.12. Le Croupier second, 23:14.02, and Pontypridd Rodents took third in 23:29.24.
Rodents, what a name.
I know,
Brilliant,
isn't it? I know, yeah. Round the Reses took place on Wednesday the 10th of June in Tintwistle, in Glossop, with runners tackling the popular 5-mile trail race around the beautiful Longdendale Valley. The course consists of 2 loops of the Vale House Reservoir, offering a fast but scenic route that continues to attract a strong mix of club runners from across the region. So there's a great turnout on the night, with 279 finishers recorded, creating a fantastic atmosphere on what was another successful evening for the local running community. They're always great, aren't they, these midweek local trail races? Real community feel about them. In the men's race, the winner was Ryan Warland of Salford Harriers in an impressive 26 minutes 50. Second place, another impressive run by Oliver Walker of East Cheshire Harriers in 27:47, and Gav Hill completing the podium in third place in 28:04. And a special mention should really go to Oliver, who's still an under 20, producing superb performance to finish second overall against a really strong senior field. He's running really well, Oliver, and he'd just done the Welsh Castles at weekend.
Yeah, he was one of those that group of juniors who did really well at the Castles.
Yeah.
A lot of the other local clubs did mention how well they all did.
They did.
So Oliver finished 10th on stage 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And bear in mind...
stage 4, sorry.
Yeah, bear in mind they were racing a lot further than they would typically race.
Absolutely.
Those lads.
Yeah, they were great. So Oliver's a lot of people mentioned, but he did great there around the reses as well. Good to see him up there. The women's race saw a dominant display from Sale Harriers with the club sweeping the podium. So victory went to Erin Terry in 31.44, followed by her sister Jess in 32.30, and third place was secured by Beatrice Cardinley in 32.57. And again, another mention for the 2 junior athletes there, Erin and Jess, who, like Oliver, who finished second in the men's race, they're both still under 20. So it's great to see lots of strong young local runners coming through. Yeah. And they're lovely, those girls as well. They came over to me at the end, because I don't know if you remember, we gave them the runner-up podcast prize last year at the tour.
Yeah.
And they came over to say well done at the Welsh Castles, and they're so lovely. It's really nice, isn't it, I think, to just have like you said, a group of young, really pleasant runners. So yeah, that was nice. But it was a hugely successful evening for Sale Harriers, who claimed both the men's and women's team prizes, showing the club's strength and depth right across the field. And as always, Round the Reses showcased everything that makes local racing special. It was a really strong field, friendly atmosphere, excellent organisation, and plenty of support around the course. Obviously, so many local runners taking part, too many to shout out, but as we keep saying, a real mix of younger athletes, experienced vets, and club runners all sharing the same event, which was really nice. And the race was organised by Londondale Trail Race Series, so just to give them a shout, they supported the local community by collecting donations for the local food bank. So big well done to everyone who contributed. Great night.
The Colshall Hall 10K took place on Sunday morning, which was the 14th of June, under great conditions, starting at 9:30. The event took advantage of its signature fast, flat route through the quiet, closed country lanes of Cheshire, leading to some blisteringly quick elite times and a massive crop of personal bests. The flat course configuration, boasting only 18 metres of elevation gain, made for a competitive field at the front of the pack. So the men's results were Omar Ahmed of Birchfield Harriers in 29.18, Johnny Mellor was second of Liverpool Harriers in 29.26, and Jack Martin of Hallamshire Harriers was third in 29.43. In the women's, it was Louise Small of Aldershot, Farnham and District in 32.36. Harriet Preedy of Aldershot, Farnham and District was 34.36, and Katie Latham of Vale Royal was third in 35.09. So some local shouts: Joe Moores from Salford, 30.47, Nick Barry of Sale, 31.43, Sarah King of Altrincham, 39.09, Robert Elstone of Bramhall, 39.41, Harriet Griffiths of Bury, 41.55, Anna Parsons of Cheshire, 46.48, Paul Banham of Glossopdale, 37 dead, Johnny McGill from Hyde Striders, 39.26, and Alexia Holt from Wilmslow in 38.40. So there's quite a few local runners as well, but I just thought I'd pick a few, one out from each local club that I could see.
Yeah. I was looking at our club chat yesterday for the race, and Altrincham had 2 age category winners. So Laura Bland was the first vet 45, and Dave Ainsworth was the first vet 60. And then previous podcast guest Richard Johnson ran a fantastic time to finish second in the vet 60s behind a really quick vet 60. So Richard's time was, I think, 35.36, which vet 60 is really impressive. It's going to place him very high on the national rankings.
He ran on Thursday night as well at the race that I was
Richard,
at.
yeah.
Oh, did I?
Yeah. No, he's running really well, Richard.
Yeah. Over to Kate.
On to racing. So
and training, if you've done any.
Training. Not really done much training in between. Yes, I'll just talk about racing. So Welsh Castles Relay last weekend. Absolutely loved it. It's my new favourite event. I was saying I feel a bit like, I know it's a tour coming up this weekend and that's always my favourite, but I feel a bit like, wish we were in
Well, obviously
Wales.
me and Sean have spoken about the castles so many times. We've had guests on who've spoken about it.
Absolutely loved it, and thanks Callum for all your organisation, because it was a logistical nightmare. I wanted to organise, but when you pull it off, we had so much fun, literally. Like from travelling in the minibus, and the whole weekend was just brilliant. So I was in a minibus with all the young guys, so like Oliver Walker, Brandon, and then what's it called?
Wade.
Wade, yeah.
Wade Cooper.
So Wade is like, and is he 87? I think he said he was.
I think that's, yeah.
I think he's
that was.
87, and he was so cute. He, like in his bag, he was just pulling out maps, and he was showing us all like, what leg are you on? Right, so you'll be running from there to there. And even though the kids probably, half of them never seen a map because you just don't use maps anymore, do you? But he's got these big maps out, and he's like showing them all. And really, of course, they're not interested, are they? But they genuinely like sat and like just listened to it. It was dead nice, just like hearing his stories. He was saying, and when I was such an age, I did this, and everywhere we went past, he was going, oh, and there's a church behind there, and there's this. They knew everything about everywhere we went in Wales. And he was just telling them about all the races. But it was just dead nice, and there's such, again, I keep saying, such a polite group of lads, weren't there? But I just loved it, like dropping people off and then like hanging out of the window, screaming, like beeping at everybody,
it's a big
shouting.
feature of the castles.
It's just brilliant.
Every team is following the race, and they're all like going past the runners.
I just loved it. It was brilliant.
Because most races you couldn't do that because the roads are closed.
Yeah.
But it's limited to 65 teams. And you can just follow the race. You can literally follow a lot of the race route, and everyone's leaning out the windows and
that's it.
shouting,
beeping
honking the
as you
horns,
go past another. Everyone's
ringing
beeping,
the cowbells.
It was just brilliant. So I loved it on the going down on the Saturday, and then suddenly I thought, shit, I've got my race to run in a minute. I think because I was like just caught up in it, I forgot I had to race, but then got to my leg. I didn't have any time actually because we weren't late, but there were roadworks and the route had like changed a little bit, so it was a bit last minute, didn't have time to warm up, but anyway, got there, went to the start, and it was beautiful where I started. So I did leg 6, so it starts in Barmouth,
it's lovely
down
there.
to Dolgellau, so it was lovely there at the start. It was dead sunny, and like people sent me messages saying, where's that beach? So, like, it looked amazing. It was really like picturesque, and the sun was shining. In fact, it was quite maybe a bit too hot at the start, but it was fine, it was nice. And then we set off and you run over that bridge, don't you? So that was really nice. There was loads of support there on the bridge, and then you turn, I think it's called the Mordeck Trail or something, or Morbeck Trail, something like that. But then that was it, literally the minute you turn onto that trail, I could have been on the Longdale Trail. I thought they've done this on purpose. Done it on purpose. I didn't see one person for the whole 8.8 miles, apart from the odd runner that towards the end I started to like take over, but other than that there was no support because obviously it's like off-road, so I did miss that. It's a perfect leg for anyone who just likes to get the head down and run, but you know me, like running for 8.5 miles on my own was a bit boring, but I did just get my head down, and then I came out and I expected it to, on Callum's spreadsheet it said it was 10.8 miles, so I came out of the trail then and I could hear a lot of people, and I saw Howard Oldham then and Angela, so they were shouting saying, oh, you're second lady, well done. I said, how much further have we got to go? And they said 100 metres. I was like, oh really? I thought I had 2 miles to go, so that was quite nice. So then I finished, and as Callum said, they just gave me this clear bag with a t-shirt in it, and everyone was screaming, and I'm going, ooh, like swinging my bag about, thinking, oh, I've just got to finish this t-shirt. And then they said, oh, it's a prestigious yellow t-shirt. Anyway, so that was nice, and the run was fine, and then got changed the back of Callum's car, left my sweaty running gear in the back of Callum's car, brought it back to training nice and clean, so I'll do that more often. Thanks,
Clean
Cal.
your shoes as well.
He cleaned my shoes as well, he even cleaned my shoes, yeah. I know, so that was, but yeah, it was really nice, and we went to the next stage, didn't we? Went to the pub, got a bottle of Prosecco to see the next lot of runners off, and then we just went round and saw everybody else beeping along the way. My favourite was when we all kind of joined at leg 10 when Dave came through. It was brilliant, wasn't it? I mean, it was great seeing everybody come through. But I think the anticipation of, at that point, genuinely nobody knew, I think, who was going to come through. And when Dave came through, just because it was like someone local who we knew, it was such an amazing atmosphere. That finish on day 1 was better for me than the finish on day 2.
Yeah, and I think as well for leg 10, where we were stood, we had...
It was perfect.
I think it was us. I think Charlton were a little bit further down. Then you had the Salford lads near enough in front of us. So when... We're going to try and put audio in from Carl Darcy into the episode, and hopefully I can. But if I don't, literally, we looked at the bridge and it was like, who's going to go over the bridge first?
Yeah.
And as soon as we all saw that Dave was in front, everyone just went mental.
Mad. Yeah. And I think, and it shows because the video that they've been sharing was Andy Sykes' video. Who stood with us once. It was just in that perfect spot, but the atmosphere was just unreal. And then everybody was coming through with the flags, and then Gav came through, didn't he? He was waving his arms, and everyone was screaming.
Yeah, James said to me, we need a flag for next year.
Yeah, we said exactly the same, didn't we? But it was brilliant. And then obviously, people went the separate ways. We went to the hotel to like check in, but I had no time to have a shower. I still had my hair in my French plaits that had gone all fluffy from like getting wet and sweaty. I had a quick wipe down and put some deodorant on, went back out for a meal, and then everyone texted us and they were in the Sportsman in Newtown. So we went down to Newtown just to meet them and have a few quiet drinks. We ended up in the club, the biggest dive in Newtown. Everyone was really drunk. And we were getting in trouble for sending messages on the group when people got to run the next day. But anyway, it was a great night. Went back to the hotel up on Sunday, and again, that was my favourite bit, just being in the minibus, going round, supporting everyone. Just absolutely loved it.
Not feeling too worse for wear?
No, I'd hardly had any sleep. Went to sleep at 2:30 and was up at 5:30.
Wow.
But we had a big breakfast in the hotel, so I think that sorted
dead.
me out. I know. But I think I was on high, that's what I mean. And that's why I think this week I just feel a bit like
a zombie.
It's caught with me now. So the tour will be fun. But anyway, it's definitely my new favourite. Absolutely loved it. Everyone was brilliant. I think, like I say, Callum's organisational skills were, perfect, and it was a great weekend. So hopefully.
I mean, the feedback I've had from the local community is that it'll be harder to get a place on the East Cheshire team next year because everybody wants to do it now.
Yeah.
Other clubs are now asking, like Glossopdale Hyde Striders, saying that it looked amazing.
I had a few people, from Hyde and from Glossop message to say they'd be interested in getting teams. But again, I said to Callum, I wouldn't have any hard feelings at all if I wasn't picked next year, and I would definitely still come to be part of the support team. So either way, I think it's
I think
brilliant.
For anyone organising it or looking to organise it, the way that we did it, and we had people that came just for the weekend to support and help runners. We had it where we had one minibus doing the drop-offs and then a minibus and a car doing the pickups. And that worked because of the way that we managed people. But you can't just go with a bare 20. Like we saw the team managers from your club, I think they were running a little bit late to the start of leg 12, and I think the Altrincham runner came just in time. Yeah. And then just having that where they were at every start that we went to, and it must be so hard for them. Like I didn't do that, where we had it where we just alternated all the way through, and it worked really well. But I would say if anyone's looking to try and organise it and do it, I'm happy to help. But you've just got to make sure you start with. We started with 30 people, and then we started to whittle it down. And we did go off times this year, but there's people that committed this year that deserve a spot next year. Yeah. And I think everyone's really got to actually experience how good it was. I didn't get FOMO once because I was so busy running around and helping people out.
You've got to do it next year though.
I weren't hanging out my car. I had Andy Sykes with his cowbells dangling out of cars, and we were beeping horns, and
brilliant.
It was top.
It was great, So new favourite weekend. So that's my main race review. I think I did round the Rezzers on Wednesday as well. Felt a bit tired doing that, but actually didn't feel like it went that well because it didn't feel good, but it was a course PB.
And you were fourth?
I was fourth, so I was quite happy with that. But again, like I said, it's nice to see the young the young girls kind of, flying off ahead. So that was really nice.
Changing of the guard.
Absolutely. I'm old now. I can take a back seat. But yeah, no, it's nice. It is nice. Like, genuinely is. So we did that, and then we did a park run, didn't we? On Saturday we did Phillips Park. So I've not done that before. Part of the East Cheshire Club Champs, and I said I was going to take it easy, and the pace looks like it should have been easy, but it didn't feel easy. So I do feel a bit tired at the minute, probably a bit race fatigue, which isn't good because I've got the Tour this weekend, so 4 races back to back. But again, it is what it is, and I'm not breaking any records, so I'll just go and enjoy myself, and maybe someone will be at the pub at the top of what's it called?
Wagon and Horses.
I'll be there on my bike.
Not
give
me
a
bit of energy as I could go up onto the fell. But no, it'll be a good weekend regardless.
Good.
So yeah, that's me. Callum. Or Dave. Dave.
Doesn't really matter, does it? I'll go. So I mentioned on the last episode I'd finally returned to running. And I've had to just throttle it back to every other day. I think I've been a bit ambitious initially, doing a couple of days back to back. So yeah, Duncan's been managing my return to running, been following a strict run every other day, and then I try and cycle on my non-running days. And we're building up the distance each week. So last week was, so the first week after we last recorded was a week of 30-minute runs, and then last week was a week of 35-minute runs. So moving on to this week now, will be a week of 40-minute runs, and then we're going to review it, because he said to me that the next stage after I did a week of 40-minute runs was to then look at increasing the frequency. So yeah, if we can get through this week with no issues, that would be the plan. The good news is that I had a little bit of a wobble with some discomfort around the outside of my knee, which is the reason I throttled back. And I did ask Duncan about this, so it was more towards the outside of the knee. It wasn't actually where the original injury was. He thought this was the IT band just adjusting to the training load again, because obviously I didn't run at all for 13 weeks. And it seems to have been the case, because as I've gone back to every other day and I've built that distance up just by 5 minutes a week, that pain's settled down completely. So the left hand side, which was where all my problems were, I'm not getting any discomfort at all now. All I'm getting now is just a little bit in my right lower leg, but I still think that's just a consequence of the body adjusting to the training load. So it's not an injury as such. It just feels like my body's still adapting to the increase in training load.
What shoes are you using as well?
I'm trying to rotate around just in case there's a particular shoe that might be causing me a problem. So it's interesting because there are some shoes that it's worse in, and then there's some shoes that it's better in.
Right.
So by doing that, I can eliminate some of them. So I tried the old, they used to be called the Pegasus Turbo, but I think
I've got a few pairs of them.
I think they're called Pegasus Plus. It's actually the worst in those, but I think they're quite unstable.
Yeah.
So yeah, it seems to respond better to shoes that are a little bit more stable. So yeah, still a long way off thinking about any sort of return to competition. Obviously, I need to make sure that I build my training load up, and I can tolerate volume before I think about pace. But yeah, we're happy with the where we're at so far. I've continued with the gym sessions I've been doing with James Moles, and we've been doing these on a weekly basis. So I've done 4 weeks in a row with him now. And yeah, the feedback I've had from James is he's really pleased with my progress so far. There's exercises he gave me to do on week 1 that I couldn't do at all, and I can do them now. And he says he's seeing signs of progress across the board. So that's encouraging, because I'm hoping that progress in the gym is going to equal progress with the running.
So you do that just once a week with James, or do you do that again at home? I
do it once a week with James, and then there's some of the exercise I will go back and do at home.
Yeah.
Some of the ones that we feel are more relevant to the specifics of what's been the issue.
Cool.
So yeah, that's that. I'm going to have to be quite disciplined this weekend, because My friend's getting married in Manchester on Saturday, and we're starting the day off at Stretford Park Run on the wedding day. So obviously I'm going to have to be quite disciplined because I've not ran faster than 7.5 minute mile in yet. Go to Stretford Park Run. Obviously, it's going to be the first time I've ran with other people.
Be careful.
So I'll have to be extra careful. But yeah, just
dangerous, that pressure.
I know. Well, I'm just gonna have to start a few rows back and just enjoy it.
Yeah.
That's it from me, Callum.
Good to hear you running again.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
it's great to see on Strava.
Long haul.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah. So yeah, not really much from me, to be honest. I've I think I said last time, like since the marathon and then getting poorly, everything seems to be just going downhill. I was signed up to the Dunham Massey 5k and the Birchwood 5k, so there was 4 of them, so 2 of each. I did the first Dunham Massey one. I got just under 19 minutes, and then that weekend I think I was busy doing something, and then the following week was the Birchwood one, and it was absolutely baking. And Laura turned around to me and said, "Oh, before you go, could you make the pizzas for me and the kids in the oven?" And I said, "No, I'll make it for all of us. I'm not going. I'm having pizza and beer instead." So I didn't end up going then. And then I didn't do the Dunham Massey 5k because it wouldn't have been fair me going out Thursday night to do the race and then I was out Friday, Saturday, Sunday at Welsh Castles. And then I did the Birchwood one this week, just gone on the Thursday. That course could quite possibly be like quite quick. I think I did 19.5 minutes, but for the last 500 metres it must have been about 2 or 3 inches of pure mud because it had absolutely thrashed it down and you finish in the woods. And it got to a point I was going round and the first lady was behind me, and I looked back and I saw her and I went, "Oh, you just go in front of me, I'm not going for anything special." And then she flew past me, and then that's when we hit the mud, and then she slowed down and I slowed right down. But I think same again for next year. I think I'm going to sign up for them because there was just no pressure on them. Whereas I think going to like the Sale Sizzlers, you have that pressure on you. I think the Dunham Massey 5Ks can lend themselves to quite quick times if you do the downhill course. The uphill course. So on the one that I missed, you shared the picture. There were days running across as they set off.
Oh, really? Was it?
Yeah. Fortunately, I think it went between the lead bike and the lead runners.
Oh wow.
And it is a really nice setting. It's organised really well by Altrincham, and it's really good.
It's actually Richard Johnson, previous guest, who's the race organiser.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I've been catching up with Richard as well. Saw him at the Birchwood 5k. Me and Sam Mabbott went, so Sam did. He got 4th, so he got first vet 40. So we had to stick around for him to get his tenner. It was a really nice route. But on the Tuesday before, I went to do a speed session, and it was 8x500 metres on the track. And I set off on the first one, and I finished. And I was absolutely gassing, and I weren't going quick. I weren't dead far in front of anyone that I'm normally in front of. But it's the first session that I've done on the track with people. And then the second one, I thought, it'll just be me getting into it. Second one I did, I really struggled. And then I was chatting to Dan Cav, and he just said, just rein it back for this next one, just relax. And I was near the back and I was struggling to breathe, and I just cut it short halfway through the third rep, and I just went, there's clearly something wrong. I think it's just lack of training. I've not been training consistently, so I had a quick look at my Strava graph, and that's slowly going up like by 4 miles a week, so I'm going to continue with that. I've not done any long runs, which I think has been quite big. I wanted to do a run when we went to Welsh Castles, but I was that busy. I think I was up
at...
It's almost impossible to run while you're at Castles. And you managed to run on the second day.
I didn't run on the Sunday.
It's really difficult. The rules explicitly say you can't run on the course. Because it's seen
you just can't fit it in, can you? There was just no chance.
Because I think on the Saturday we had to be at the race HQ for the briefing, Oh, that was it. Parked up in the... So I borrowed my mum's car
Oh,
because Laura used ours for that weekend. So borrowed my mum's car, drove to Wales, went round. Me and Andy Sykes stayed in a wigwam for one night. We had a pub tea. Went to the race HQ in the morning. Sat there with our bacon butties from Greg's. Literally finished, and then all I feel is the car getting hit by another car. Smallest car in the world, it's a little Toyota Aygo, getting in quite a big car parking space and scrapes the back end of my mum's car. So fortunately she weren't funny about it, she just accepted responsibility, and that's been sorted now, but not what I wanted.
Not an extra stress.
Yeah, but then, yeah, like Katie said, everything was...
You have had a lot on.
Yeah, but it was organised well, but it weren't just me that did the organising, it was Hayley Simpson and Gav Brown.
Yeah.
And it was really good, the fact that everything was done, but then everyone that was on the team just got their instructions and cracked on. There was no issues with anyone getting to the start. People that needed to drive themselves there sorted themselves out. We had Howard Oldham that went for the weekend, but he organised his own travel. Yeah, on the first day he was at nearly every stage. But it was so good to see. Like, we watched Mike go off first, and then we went to leg 2 to see Jake. We saw the beginning of stage 4, and then watched Ben at the beginning of stage 5, and then that's when we started to drive past the runners and seeing them more. So as we went past Ben, Andy tried taking a picture and he went, "Oh, I didn't take a proper picture," so we stopped and then watched him go past. Liam Brown's leg, which was stage 7, the mountain leg, driving that was, I couldn't even imagine running it. And then there was a rapid downhill at the finish, so you go into this village, it's a rapid downhill, and then you turn and finish on someone's drive, don't you?
Yeah, it was
but
mad,
the drive's then uphill,
so
you're going up dead quick. So yeah, it was good to...
It was good there because Jake Smith did that leg, didn't he?
Yeah.
So it was good, and again, that was the thing, that it was good to see such good high quality standard runners as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, definitely.
And to be fair to him, like, he hung around and he was talking to other people at the end of that stage.
Yeah, we saw James finish.
Yeah, he was in a bad way.
Yeah, he was in a very bad way. But yeah, highlight has to be seeing Gav running down the finish straight of leg 10, like proper waving his arms. So the beginning of the week, Gav actually messaged and said, "Get a plan B because I might not be running," because he'd been poorly, which is not what I wanted. So yeah, we only had one dropout as well, and that was just one of the younger lads, and it was just because he'd not really trained at the distance, which is perfectly fine. I'd rather him say that.
And it worked out fine because Steve Jones ran, and he did really well, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Every like I said, everyone stepped up, and it was really...
No one had a bad run.
Yeah, it was really good to organise. Like Dave said before about some of the young guns, like Brandon, he came 4th.
Yeah.
Oliver came 10th. Marshall came 7th. Nathan came in the top 10, I think. I can't remember what time he did. And then we had Hassan finish on leg 20.
Somebody called Ben as well, who I'm not familiar with.
Ben Dale. Yeah, so
he did really
he
well.
was lovely as well. Yeah, he was in the van with me.
Yeah, and all the lads, they're not horrible. They're just all dead nice to chat to. You can have a good chat with them.
We stopped, didn't we? We went where the train was. We all went for a walk up, didn't we? With the young lads, and they were just so nice, aren't they? You know, they're not idiots, so they're a really nice group of lads.
But anyone that's looking to actually get into Welsh Castles, I know Dave and Sean have said it for years, and I'm so glad that we've done it. But if you want to get in, I think we were really lucky that there was a few regular teams that didn't get it, that didn't submit in time, and we've ended up taking their place. So like Sale, they didn't get in. I think someone mentioned that there was a Cardiff team that didn't submit in time, and they are really strict as well. So if you are looking at getting in, do your research. And
absolutely, well, it's well worth it though if you can pull it off.
Yeah.
And even if you're not running, I would say go for the weekend. And the only thing I would say is for next year that we all said that we would stay over on the Sunday. I think it's exhausting, isn't it, finishing on that Saturday and driving back from Cardiff. I think it would have been nice for all the drivers as well and everybody just to be able to have a bit of a wind down together. So something to think about.
I remember I got in that. I walked through the door. I think it was about 9, half 9, and Laura went, "Good weekend." I went, "Yeah, I'm just knackered." She went, "You look knackered." And then it was literally get what I could out the car, and then she went, "Here you go, here's a cookie that we've baked." I just ate that dead quick. I had a beer, and then I just sat on my bed, and I was like, I just want to go sleep.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, I think we've done enough shouting about
we'll shut up about it.
Welsh Castles.
All spoke about.
Yeah. So other things that are in, I think we'll wait. We've got a little note here to talk about like Cape Town now being a world major. I think we're best off waiting for Sean to throw 50p in him. But he's. Sean mentioned about the animated maps as well on Strava, but not everyone's got them now. I thought it was something that you had to enable.
They're coming up on my
I've seen it,
so I don't know whether it's a premium feature or whether
I don't pay for Strava, so I don't get it anyway. I'm tight.
I think so. Dave said that Sean said that it's only for certain users that they're trialing it with.
Right.
So basically all it does is
have you not got it then?
I don't think so.
Oh.
So I think what it is that when someone's run comes up, it comes up as
like a moving.
Yeah, so it moves so you can actually see the route that someone's actually doing.
Yeah, like that,
which I think is really good, but only if you're looking at someone's race. I don't think it's really useful for seeing someone's training run. Seeing that they've
it's the way of the world, and everything's moving a bit more now rather than nothing's static, is it? So
yeah, and there's loads of other things that you can do as well on Strava. I think someone put it where you can do it like a heat map on pace.
Yeah.
So other things like that. So
yeah, I was trying to see yours, can't see it, but
I don't think I've got it
I
online.
don't pay for it, so.
But have you seen it on yours? Have you seen it on other people's?
Yeah, I've seen it.
I see it. That Dave's does it.
Came up, a few
so
people.
Dave's a special one.
I'm a special
chosen
case.
one.
Yeah. But yeah, interesting to see if anyone's not seen it.
That's it for this episode. In our next interview, we'll be speaking to a Wilmslow runner. She got PBs in the 5k of 17:16, 10k 35:29, half marathon 79:33, and the marathon 2:46:54. We'll be speaking to Louisa Whittingham.